Or it's over there in the corner. I went in here and turned right there.
I see it, yeah.
I barely saw it. I just happened to be looking that way.
We're done with our main chores of the day, so we're doing just some touch-up work that we didn't get done yesterday. But one thing we have done this morning after we got finished with chores is we've got this hole in the ground. Now we're thinking it's just a hole in the ground, Colby, but this is for the power pole. It's 4 foot deep. This is where Aiden's house will sit. So if the house is there, we're gonna put the well in here. We're gonna re-put this fence in behind it, so that way we can still keep animals grazing back in the very back. Once we gotta do some work on this pasture anyway. It's got some bramble and stuff like that we need to get rid of. But this will be where that pad sits. So we want the water access, but also the electrical access right there. And then that will also be close enough to where our barn is, to where we have some water catchment. We also have some solar options on that barn. But then it will be kind of dual purpose. He'll be able to have the grid, but then also he'll be able to go without the grid. But the house will basically sit here. I'm gonna actually try to go ahead and cut this today, because we're looking in the next 2 to 3 weeks, hoping to go ahead and see a pad come down. And I have a guy who helps me. He's gonna rent a skid steer and we're gonna go after it. But until then, what we need to do is just kind of get this down and mowed, so we can kind of lay out exactly where we want the house pad to actually sit. And of course, Aiden has a say in this. I mean, he's not here right now, but the whole purpose is we want to make it buildable, not just for, nice home, nice tiny home, nice barn, but have it to where it makes sense, but also we'll still be able to use the field behind it. We are a working homestead, and so when we talk about being a working homestead, we want to make sure that it stays functional, because if it has people here, we got to make sure we can feed the people here. So we're going to make sure we're leaving enough pasture behind it to utilize with sheep, or utilize with cattle, or utilize with pig, something, because there's no purpose. That land brings no value. And I told Aiden, the farther down we go building it, you may have a little bit more privacy, but at the same time, who cares? Because to be honest with you, we have a gated fence area. So plus that's more driveway, that's there's more hauling, that's more everything. So we've kind of decided we're going to kind of put it on the front side, use the back side for the benefit of the barn that's already here, also for the electrical that's pretty close, and the road, all that kind of construction is going to be a lot more economical if we put it literally right there. So we've got the hole in the ground. Start the process of electrical coming in. Once electrical's here, the well will go in. Once that goes in, we're starting the path. We got done with the hole, got back to the house. I'm telling you something that we've been having a problem with. I haven't told you, just because, to be honest with you, it wasn't a big deal, but it's starting to become a big deal. So I'm just gonna walk you over the kennels. Let me get some shoes on. We have our dogs, Romeo, Juliet, and Simba. Simba's really Aiden's dog, the golden one, if you see it. Romeo has become a phenomenal dog. Still young enough to where we're still training, still trying to work with to be a good cattle dog. Juliet has had the same training Romeo has had, but she's just not there. Sweet, sweetheart of a dog, but not a working dog. She's definitely more of a kid's dog. Well, that's a problem, and here's why. Not because I don't want my kids to have a dog that loves them. This is what I want to show you. Now, Romeo's in the kennel. Simba's still a puppy, so he don't want to come to us much. But when Simba goes out, you see there's a kennel here with no Juliet in it. Now, this has not been a big issue. There's Romeo, here's Juliet, and Simba just kind of jumps between them both. It's locked. I mean, there's no exiting there. We have put tops on it. We've taken the doghouse out. Why have we done all that? Because Juliet is somehow getting out of this kennel. Now, we're fixing to set up the camera and try to figure out how she's getting out. This has happened for about a week now. And we cannot you cannot like any animal, you cannot let a animal not be obedient to what, your farm and life. I mean, it just can't happen. So we've got to train her. Well, the only way to train her is we got to figure out how she's getting out, and then also maybe secure it different and make sure she understands obedience. If she starts defying it, then all the training that we've done and paid for and done over the last 2 or 3 years, it's not helping. So now she's wanting to get out with Simba, which is her baby. So she just wants to go. And here's the problem. It's not the fact that they just go. Now, if I let Romeo out right now, he's going to just hang around here. Like, he's going to go, he may go over here to the cows. He may even go up to the pigs or sheep, but he's not going any further because he understands training. Here's my problem. Simba, a puppy, he'll go places, but he comes back. Juliet, who's another trained dog, because she's not a good cattle dog, she's become more of a people dog. Loving dog, great, but here's the problem. If you notice, I live on, there's not really anything around my property, but I have a church that's on the, the far end that's close to me. Then there's another business, like a tractor agricultural place, because I'm in a pretty rural area. There's a business that's a little bit further this way too. Now, they're not close to me, but what happens is my dog, Juliet, goes with Simba. Simba comes back, no big deal. But Juliet is such a people person. If she all of a sudden sees this random car pull up and there's a man standing there, instead of coming back, she goes to that person. And then she gets petted, and then she won't leave. So even though this dog's been getting out 7 to 10 days now, the last 2 days has been terrible because I've had a call. She has a collar on. And this has happened, if you remember, probably 8 months ago, one time where she went, got crossed over, storm came, so she stayed where she was. They called us and we finally found her where she was. But it's now happening every day. So 2 days ago, she's been getting out about a week. We tried to solve the problem. We took her doghouse out. We've done all this stuff. 2 days ago, I had a business number call me. I was like, who is this calling me? And they're like, hey, do you have a dog missing? I'm like, well, I didn't think I did, but I must if you're calling me. And this business was about half a mile from me. And I'm like, gosh, why is this dog over there? What it was, she got away from the farm and just ran into somebody, and that somebody just kept driving up like a four-wheeler up the road. Well, then she followed the four-wheeler. Then she just happened to just randomly get this business and couldn't find her way back. So I went, got her, locked her up, trying to figure out where she's getting out in her cage. And then yesterday, another business called me on the exact opposite side, about 2 miles down the road. And they said, well, hey, you have a dog, a gray Merle dog, which is, she's a border collie, but she's a blue Merle. I said, I do. And they said, well, she's here. She's not causing problems. I just want you to know that she's with us. You may want to call her. I said, well, I know we're close. She's not going to hear me. So then, here I go and get her. So now, this is the third day. We secured this thing even more. More zip ties, more, ropes, more tarps closed. Even to a point where we're cranking the back end. Got tighter chains on there, and look out, she's gone. She does chores with me and Romeo every morning, but then I put her up. But now she's starting to get out when I let Simba out to do his little routine, running around and use the restroom and come back in. But now she's made Simba go further, and now he's staying out longer instead of just using the restroom and going back in. Well, Simba goes further, then Juliet goes further, and then Juliet finds people, and then Juliet doesn't come home. So I gotta figure out how she's getting out. So I'm gonna set up a camera. Me and Missy's talked about this, but it's getting so bad now that I don't know how she's getting out. I don't know if she's literally climbing and somehow going through the weaving up top. We're talking about a fully secured situation, and she keeps getting out. So I gotta figure out. So after we eat, after breakfast, we gotta do some research there. I think you can hear Aiden in his back, correct? I'm glad he's back home. I feel like we're a complete family when all our children are back underneath the roof. I know they're getting older, and eventually he will be out, but it's so nice to hear him beating the drums to pieces loud. That means he's home. Now, we've got this secure, and I don't want to stand here and watch her, because if I stand by it, she will not get out. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set you up, the camera, to just be a hidden camera, just in case she decides to get out. And we'll see if she gets out. If she gets out, we'll know where she's trying to get out. If she doesn't get out, we'll at least know where she's been trying to get out and go from there. So we're setting them up. You think that we're gonna catch them?
I don't know. If it's anything like my squirrel setup, it's gonna be a failure.
One good thing is this though. If she still gets out, we'll know. If she doesn't get out, we'll know where she's trying to get out at.
Alright, it's over there in the corner. I went in here and turned right there.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
I barely saw it. I just happened to be looking that way.
This thing's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
I just hardly saw it. I'm pretty sure it's a cottonmouth though.
Alright, here's the problem. I can't put that line on there. Kill me.
Do you want me to pull it? If I pull it, you got to be ready.
Yeah, so if you get right here. See that white line right there? Just give me a little clearance right there.
I could tell by his eyebrows. Get its head. I'm just glad I saw it. That was for sure a cottonmouth. I've been learning snakes, and I went in there and I saw that thing. I couldn't hardly see its eye, but I was like, I'm pretty most for sure that's a cottonmouth.
That snaky area. And me and Misty's been having these discussions. She's been talking about trying to teach me on snakes. It's like, I don't really care. I just want to kill it. And we know some telltale signs of course, poisonous ones. But it's like, if I see one, it's probably going to die. I can't stand snakes. So we're going to throw this in the woods over here. Is this going to solve the problem?
You better. So the only thing that I can think of is this right here was detached, which I've been working on. Like this top piece was not connected to this, so I think she was climbing up, slipping out here and jumping out the back. So we're adding even more zip ties, more
I literally filmed.
paracord.
I filmed this morning and talked about the dilemma of not finding her. And I didn't turn the camera on a while ago, but I literally had to go to another place of business to get her today.
Yeah, so 3 days in a row, she's ran off to businesses across highways.
Yeah, we're not talking about like next door. I mean, we're talking about like across a 4-lane highway across 40 acres, and then not knowing how to get back. Now, here's the crazy thing. She doesn't know how to get back. She's ignorant. Him, who's also ignorant, wouldn't load and he came right back. Isn't it unbelievable? What are we going to do if all of a sudden this dog gets out again after all this?
I guess tie her in here. I mean, that's the only other thing I know to do. If she's gonna get herself killed, our number's on her tag, so then we're gonna be having somebody call us, tell us that our dog in the road caused them to wreck.
I'm gonna put your number on and take my number off, okay?
I mean, we're doing everything we can. They get let out to use the bathroom and run around and stretch their legs and stuff, but they can't just get out and run around wherever they want.
Romeo actually is not a problem, but we because we train them as cattle dogs, we don't want them just running animals just for the heck of it. There's a purpose. This one, she had the same training, but she does not have the same wisdom. Wouldn't you say?
Not at all.
It's bright and hot. I keep taking my eyes all the way up just to get my glasses. So we started with the first load. This is 4 yards of soil, so we have a lot more to go. We're unloading it and filling up the beds as we can just go around. So whatever part of the trailer we're working on, we're throwing it in there. It's probably 110 in here. There's actually a heat advisory for our area and a humidity advisory. So we gotta be kind of careful. I'm already like sweating like crazy. Hot in it, buddy. Misty's gonna come help too. Starting to fill up these beds. We've got a lot more to go, which is a good thing because again, we're making headway. Misty got those barrels filled up. We've got a lot more to go. So we're gonna get started, listen to some music, burn up in here, and hopefully get these beds done. We're probably going to get about 3 more trailer loads, I'm thinking, to actually make dents in here. And then we're gonna start mixing rabbit manure in here, chicken manure in here. And then that way these will be ready to plant. We're not planting them right now for summer. We're just trying to get them ready so that way they have time to sit for that manure to kind of work itself in. Us get everything like we want it, and then basically for fall and winter, this is really where we're going to focus our planting, and that way no temperature will really mess it up. We don't have our fans hooked up yet, which I wish we did. Our solar's not ready yet, so we're burning up with no airflow in here, which makes it really bad. Well, we finished the day. We got everything done. The kids and I are going to play tennis on the activities court. I will show you this. When we finished this a while ago, it was so hot that my camera wouldn't turn on. Like it was like cutting off because of temperature. It was giving me a warning for temperature. But look at it so far. So we've got all the beds completely topped off, everything cleaned back up. So all 6 beds filled up. It took us, that was 4 yards. We put 12 yards of manure mixed compost in that. So glad it's done. Y'all ready to play some tennis?
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up tonight, play some tennis, hanging together, and being a family, guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.